Hi, how you guys doing? Today we're going to do a quick tutorial on how to design a basic business card. Simple, clean background. Maybe we could do a little quick background edit, but this is pretty much just for a basic business card. You can go ahead and get done fairly quickly, probably under 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Alright, first thing you want to do is go ahead and, well, this video is also assuming that you have Photoshop installed. If you do not have it, you can go to adobe.com and you can get, I think you can get a free trial, but definitely their Photoshop plans are very affordable. You can get a plan for like $10 a month. They used to pay, you have to buy it for like $600-700 per year, but now they made it out the monthly plan, which is pretty good if you're going to do any type of designing. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and click new. You want to pick inches. Standard business card size is 3.5 by 2. Resolution has to be 300, and the color formatting must be CMYK format. That's cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. This is how any commercial printer you go to, it has to be in this color format, or else it can cause serious problems in your printing output. Alright, so go ahead and click that. Then the next thing you want to do is go ahead and now change the size. Well, actually, no, let's do this first. You're going to want to go ahead and click on rulers. If you did that too fast, it's view, then rulers. You're going to want to go ahead and click that line. Drag the line here again. Drag the line here again. Drag the line here again. Then you're going to want to go to canvas size. Change this to 3.75 by 2.25. Leave everything else the same. And this is what it's going to do. It's going to add your bleed. Whenever you do commercial printing, they always want to have bleed. With a white background, it doesn't matter as much, but I'm going to show you the right way to do it from the start. Basic bleed is basically what is going to be cut off. Like if you had a background here, you have to have this being cut off, or else it's impossible to get the same size, because what bleed does is it helps that when the printer cuts your job, it basically will, in case the print shifts left and right, top or bottom, it doesn't end up missing part of your image. Because if they cut 3.5 by 3.5 and the image shift this way, what it's going to do is you're going to get a white edge on the side. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is add your bleed line. If you look right here, these are 1/8 of an inch. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You did that there. You're going to do another one, same thing on the bottom, and another one on this side right here. So now you have 1/8 of an inch on the outside, I'm sorry, the inside, and 1/8 of an inch on the outside. This is always a good rule of thumb for having a pretty good laid out template. And if you follow up right here, this right here is going to be your canvas area, the finished size, I should say. Sorry, see, 3.5 by 2. All right, so now what we're gonna do is just click on T for text. We're just gonna go ahead and let's just do a basic type logo, and I'll show you how to import a logo if you do have one. My business name. This you can adjust or leave it as needed. If this is not open on your when you open yours, because sometimes by default these things don't show up, go to window, character. Well, I just took it off, but character, and you're gonna see this palette. Here's where you're gonna change the colors. If you want to go ahead and make this bigger, you can just drag it here. And if you want to go ahead and change your fonts, you can go ahead and see your list fonts. I have a lot of my computer, but you can go through your list, and in another video will probably show you how to go ahead and import fonts. Alright, so if you want to add bolding, italics, this puts it all in capital letters. Yeah, you can add the bold. Well, this doesn't have any font, doesn't have more bolding. And then if you saw a minute ago, the text kind of got cut off a second ago. That's because the bounding box needed to be increased. Now let's go ahead and do our basic, information. So let's go ahead and put address. Well, I don't like this font, so let's just change that. I like to personally just use Arial for everything basic. Address 33166. Telephone 305-433-5574. And let's include an email address, email sales@mybiz.com. As you notice, it moved it again. That's because the bounding box needs to be increased. So you just drag this box over. Let's go ahead and make this whole thing a bit smaller. Change it to 8. We're gonna go ahead and click this this button right here. This is the moving tool. Moving it down. Let's just go ahead and add our name here a bit bolder. We just click. We'll go back to the T and you click where we want to place it. Chris, is May. That. Let's put a bold on that. You can hold Alt and drag it down. You can kind of copy it. Let's just do graphics. I'm going to click again to tool to get out of unselecting it. I'm going to hold shift and drag the mouse a bit smaller. I'll just place that here. And now let's say you had a logo that you want to go ahead and import. You can go to File, Open. Let's see, logos. You could pick any logo. Let's just pick this one. Click on it, Open. Now it's going to open up the box. I like to keep this as 300 dpi unless you know what you're doing. Now it's going to open up this other box. What you're going to do is you can go ahead and select the area. Take this little selection tool here. You go ahead and drag it over your logo. You're going to want to go ahead and press Ctrl X, which is going to cut it. Then you're going to come back here and press Ctrl V. Now you're going to resize it. So if you notice here, these little arrows, you go ahead and press Shift and drag, which will make it smaller than anything. Let's just go ahead and take this off for the sake of this example. And if you notice here on the right hand side, this is basically all your layers of everything you're doing. So if you notice it, I click on these things and it all changes. If you wanted to, let's say, just hide this thing for a minute, you're going to click on this eye right here. That's going to go ahead and hide it, and you can easily just put it back. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and place that here. And then there's another way of bringing in your files also. If you want to go ahead and just find it on your computer, which kind of helps it sometimes faster, what you can do is find your logo wherever it is on your computer and you just drag it straight into it. Right, in this case I had it 2 up, so you would have to do the same thing, edit it here. But you just go ahead, drag it, press enter, and basically you'll have your logo. But this logo sample, I had that 2 up, so it's a bit more work than you would probably have with your one logo. Let's just say, for the sake of this example, we want to go ahead and also add a colored background. It has to be something light. Maybe we could do a nice light pink logo color. So we're gonna go ahead and, sorry, I went too fast. Let's go to our color palette right here. Actually, no, sorry. Let's go to the, where is it? Oh, the eyedropper right here. We're gonna go ahead and eyedropper, what that does is picks up any color in your logo. The reason why I want to do this is I want to get a color that's somewhat close to the logo, but not exactly the same. I'll make it a bit lighter. So now I'm gonna go here, which is your color, and let's just try and pick a lighter color pink that does not contrast with that logo. Go ahead and click OK. We're gonna click on this paint bucket tool. We're gonna select the background and then just click on it. So now what this did was it basically gave us a nice pink background. Another thing, if you don't like how this stands out right now, what you can go ahead and do is go ahead and click on the bottom here, FX, and you can do one of two things. You can add a drop shadow, outer glow, or a stroke. Let's just try the drop shadow and see how that stands out. I personally don't like that. Let's try a stroke and see. Let's add this to be a white. Yeah, I think white is gonna look nicer. Let's go ahead and pick outside, and we can adjust the thickness as needed. Let's do, that looks about right. So that's about 2. You can go ahead and type the numbers here also. Make sure to pick outside unless you want to have the going on the inside. It puts the stroke on the inside versus the outside. I want it on the outside. Let's see how the shadow looks like this. Yeah, that kind of looks good. Shadow, you can go ahead and adjust. You can play with these different things and see what they do. So you spread, kind of adjust the glow of the shadow. And this, move the shadow at a certain area. Let's just go ahead and press OK. That looks fine. I think this might look better in white. So let's change this on white. And change this to white. Change this to white. Alright, and that is, just do that. Actually, I think I'll take off the stroke. If you notice here, you're going to see the different effects that we just created. You can easily just press them on and off. I want to take off that shadow. I think it's too much. And then that is pretty much it. The last thing we want to do is go ahead and save it. Click File, Save As. And then you're going to want to go ahead and give it a name. Say sample. I'm just naming a sample. And then here, you're going to find different options. The Photoshop file is basically your editable file. So what that means is, let's say you go ahead and save it, you can come back and still edit these layers. So let's go ahead and click Save, Photoshop. Just click OK here. Now your file is saved. I'm going to go back in, and now let's save this to the file for our printer. So basically what you want to do is go ahead here, press JPEG, hit Save. Now we're going to get a perfectly print ready file for our printer. Let's say we want to send this as a proof, right, or something to be used online. You can go ahead and here export, save for web, and basically right here you can see the file size right here. You can go ahead and adjust the size. Let's say we want it to be something smaller, to be put in an email or a signature. You can see that right here. A good resolution quality is to keep this at about 70. This is, keep a note, this is only for proofing online. This is not something you want to use to send to your printer. Alright, and that is pretty much it for a quick tutorial on how to design a basic business card with bleed, which is good for a commercial printer. Alright, thank you, and have a good day.